A wedding under a tent, surrounded by nature and the water? Cute, but not quite enough, right? Now add palm trees, ocean views, flowers everywhere, and a sunset ceremony. Sounds better? Today we are turning that idea into the dreamiest tropical wedding venue in The Sims 4. And trust me, you'll want to see it at night. With that said, let's hop into the build. I wanted this wedding venue to be open, airy, and different from all the wedding venues I've ever seen. So I've made an orthodox decision and put the whole reception under a tent roof. I made it using just the Adventure Awaits roof texture, and then as the pillars around I used the wedding arch, which is functional as a wedding arch if you want it to be, but it can also be just as a piece of furniture which you can then use. And honestly, these drapes are doing so much work, they instantly make everything softer and more romantic. Of course, your sim will need a space where they will celebrate after the official ceremony is done, and that's a reception under the tent consisting of the dance floor surrounded by the tables for the guests. One side there is a buffet for the guests, on the other side there is a bar for the guests. Everything what you need on a proper wedding. But the real magic started when I started to play with the flowers. I went with mostly white roses and plenty of greenery because I wanted the sunset and the ocean to bring in the color naturally. I didn't want the decor competing with the scenery. I also wanted guests to feel like they were arriving somewhere special, so I added a fountain and these larger floral arrangements at the entrance. This is essentially the take a photo before you go in area, because obviously no one is entering a wedding venue without getting at least one photo first. Leave a comment. Would you go for a white and green palette for a beach wedding, or would you bring in brighter color? And if you thought that the reception is already romantic enough, wait until we will finish with this ceremony area. I kept the seating close together so it feels more intimate, like everyone is part of the moment. I used lanterns along the aisle as well because they look cute in daylight, but they come so much better once the sun goes down. And that is exactly what I planned this build around, two completely different moods. Sunset romance first, then nighttime celebration. The landscaping is really what ties the venue into the island. I added tropical plants around the edges, but kept the center fairly open so the pavilion still feels like the main focus. I used the landscaping from the world we are in the Tartosa, so I didn't want to have anything else that the surrounding will blend together with the venue itself. And as one practical detail, since I got married at the beach, I knew that walking through the sand is very difficult, so I added a wooden path into an aisle so that the Sims can walk through. I know in the game and in the Sims it doesn't really matter, but in real life you would kill for having a platform like this. I've also added small fountains at the wedding aisle or next to the seatings where the guests are. In my mind, it was very romantic that there will be a water splashing while I'm walking. Now in hindsight, I'm thinking, there is the whole ocean, I really needed the fountains. But they are there now, and if you will make the pictures, it looks also beautiful. And the little lanterns, which are everywhere, they don't seem like much, but trust me, in the nighttime they transform the venue so much. I'll show you the full night version in the final tour, but now let's see a little preview here. As a final touch, I did a little terrain paint that the place seems more real and has more depth into it. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you will enjoy this build if you decide to download it. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. And with that said, have a nice rest of the day and see you next time. Bye bye!